What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jules, and today we are going to talk about excuses. We all have them. I don't have time. I'm too tired. I'll start Monday. Sound familiar? Well, here's the truth. Excuses are easy. Change is really, really hard. But if you want to get healthy and you want to lose weight and you want to feel better in your own skin, it starts with your own choices. And at the end of the day, if you want to keep making excuses and justifications, this video will not help you. And honestly, you wouldn't probably be even watching this video, but if you're here right now, it's because you want hope, inspiration, support, and deep down, you already want this. You're ready for this. So let's dive in to the top 15 excuses that we all kind of tend to make. Number one, I don't have time. All right, if you don't have time, make the time, right? We all make the time for the things that are important to us. Even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes, it all adds up. Think about walking during your phone calls, during calls to your friends, or if you're on calls or video calls at work, a quick body weight workout, squats, leaning against a wall, push-ups, meal prep on a Sunday. Busy people still find the time for Netflix and scrolling. So trade some of that or do your Netflix and scrolling while you're walking. And that will help to contribute towards your health goals. Number two, well, healthy food is too expensive. Okay, so is medication. So are hospital bills. Frozen vegetables, eggs, tuna, beans, rice, chicken thighs. It is affordable and those are staples. You can eat healthy and clean on a budget. Excuse number three, I'm too tired. All right, movement actually gives you energy. I'm actually more tired when I don't work out. And when I do work out, and even when I make myself work out, when I don't feel like it or I'm too tired, I always come out more energized and have so much more physical and brain energy to put into something else after that. So when you think that you're too tired, you know what? There are times when that may be legitimate, but most of the time, you can probably push through and do something, even if it's just a walk, or you tell yourself, I'm gonna do 5 minutes of this or 10 minutes of that. The fatigue will fade. So you're not gonna be tired forever, and it actually will probably give you more energy. Excuse number four, I don't know where to start. Well, that's easy. Just start by walking. Just walk. Walk upstairs, walk around your house, walk outside, get a tread pad. They're fairly inexpensive these days, you know, $200, but there's always something you can do. So when you don't know where to start, YouTube's a good place to look for information. Start by meal prepping. Start by just adding some protein to your meals. Start by doing 5-10 minutes of strength training 2 or 3 times a week. Start tracking your food so you are aware of what you're doing, and then you have an opportunity now to make changes. It starts with making progress. It starts with taking some action, and then you will start to see the progression. Excuse number five, I have bad genetics. Okay, genetics can load the gun, but your lifestyle can pull the trigger. So you may have to work a little bit harder. I mean, back in the day, even when I was a kid, I used to tell myself, well, I just wasn't built that way. And everyone else can eat and I can't, it's not fair. And well, you know what? It is what it is. So at some point you have to take responsibility. I had to take responsibility. The GLP-1 can absolutely help you to get to your goal weight and to help you to maintain that. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to the lifestyle choices, to the habits that you're instilling, which are nutrition, movement, sleep, getting sunlight, creating a community around you that is supportive of healthy people. So again, you can change the genetics. You have choices. It's not inevitable that you're going down a certain road and you can't get off that road. All right, excuse number 6. I hate exercise. Now, I personally have never said this because I've grown up as an athlete and I've always enjoyed working out. I've not always enjoyed all the types of workouts, but I do have friends that say they hate working out, and that is definitely their excuse for not working out. And you know what? You just need to find something that you kind of enjoy. You don't have to love it. And sometimes you'll actually grow to enjoy it. And more often than not, you actually will grow to enjoy it as long as you start. But movement is part of being human. It's part of being healthy. And if you don't move, then you're going to set yourself back physically, mentally, and emotionally. Start just by walking. Start doing something. You will reap the benefits of that. You will get those emotional benefits. You'll get some of the physical ones. Those will come. I promise you they will come. But the emotional and the mental, you'll get a boost from just moving your body and setting a schedule for yourself and being disciplined. All right, excuse number 7. I'll start Monday. Why not today? What is this with Monday? Monday's nothing. It's a promise to yourself that you're going to do something that you're really not going to do, that you don't want to do. Like, why put it off? Just start now. Start with little things. It doesn't have to be this big overhaul, this big giant thing that you're going to dive into, because all those Mondays, they add up to months and years of not doing anything. So don't delay. And you know what? People say that with their shot too. Well, I'm going to start my shot on this day or that week, or I'm not going to I tell people, when's the best day to start your shot? Today. Today is the best day to start your shot. When I picked up my shot for the first time, it was a Tuesday afternoon, but I knew I wanted to start in the morning because I wanted to wake up and do my shot first thing in the morning. There was no rhyme or reason other than the fact that I just wanted to start a day fresh. And I was excited. And you know, this was back in 2022 at this point. So there wasn't a lot out there. I didn't know if I should start, or there was side effects. I had no clue about any of that. And it kind of going in blind could be a good thing because I just had no clue what it was about. So I was excited and I'm like, I'm just going to start the next morning. And that's what I did. And it was a Wednesday morning and that just became my shot day. Now, if you really are nervous about side effects and what they might be, you know what? Maybe start on a Friday so that you have the weekend that, you know, in case you feel something. More often than not, you're going to be fine and you're not going to have side effects. Most people don't. So the best day to start is just start today or start in the morning so you start fresh. All right, excuse number 8. I'm too old. You're never too old to start. You're never too old to do anything. As long as you're breathing, you can start. You can start lifting weights, taking a walk, eating better, getting better sleep. If you're too old to do something, like what's the point of living? Like living is here, now. Take advantage of being alive. You have an opportunity to change and make choices, and you're never going to be too old to have health, energy, muscle, strength. And that all matters more than your age. Excuse number 9. I don't want to give up my favorite foods. Well, you don't have to. It's not an all or nothing thing. You can start by just learning about balance and portion control and making exchanges or swapping out different foods. So if you're like, well, I don't want to give up pizza, as an example. Well, instead of eating half a pie for your dinner, maybe say, all right, I'm going to have a slice and then I'm going to have a salad with protein on top of it. So now you can have both. But it's not about not having. It's about making choices that are going to move you in the direction that you want to go in. It's all about choices. You are an adult. The minute you tell yourself you can't have something, that inner child is going to come out and start crying and screaming and having a tantrum and saying, this isn't fair, and then rebelling, right? And even as an adult, that inner child is going to come out and start rebelling. So never tell yourself you can't have something. Say it's your choice. If you choose not to have it today or right now, that is your choice. You always have another choice tomorrow to make. And that's what I tell myself with certain things. I have not had any alcohol since the end of 2022. I have not had added sugar since the end of 2022. But I have never told myself that I can't have it. I used to in the past, and that set me up for rebelling. It set me up for binging. It set me up for, like, instead of having one of something when I had the opportunity, I just couldn't stop eating it. It was like cake or brownies or cookies. Those are my things. And I just couldn't stop. But that was because I told myself I can't have it anymore. It's not a good thing to tell yourself. So just tell yourself it's a choice. And that's what I do. It's a choice that I make today. Tomorrow could be another choice. And that's what I've been telling myself now for almost 3 years. And I mean it. And you know what? Tomorrow I might make another choice. But right now, these are the choices I'm making. All right, excuse number 10. I've tried before and I have failed. Guess what? We've all failed. Failing is the only way to success. I don't think there's anybody who has succeeded without failing. You learn from your failures. You learn to pick yourself back up. You learn from what you did how to make you stronger. So look at all of the past diets, all of the past times that you have tried out working out or losing weight. And what are the positive things that you took from that? What did you learn from that? That's what I have done. I looked at my past and I said, what are the things that I learned in the past? I did learn about calories. I did learn how many calories are in protein, carbohydrate, fat, and alcohol. I did learn what portion control is. I did learn how to eyeball things. I could always refine it and get better, and I kind of lose track of portion control sometimes, but I did learn a lot, and I can take that with me and become more successful. And I'm gonna fail again, and so are you. I'm not perfect. Yes, I've lost 50 pounds, and I have now kept that off for the longest time in my entire life. I've kept it off now for over 2 years. And it's still a learning journey. I'm still learning about myself. I'm still learning how to do things better, how to make better choices. So it's gonna be a forever learning journey, and I'm going to fail, but I'm going to learn how to pick myself back up again. I'm gonna learn how to fail well and do it even better so that I can learn from that. Excuse number 11. I don't have any support around me. I'm all alone on this journey. No, you're not. You're here right now. You have me. You have this amazing community. You have support. We have a Facebook group as well that is free. It's private. It's an amazing group of people where you can go and ask questions. You can put yourself out there. You can also, talk about all your successes. You can give advice. You can ask for advice. And there are plenty of other YouTubers out there that are putting their stories out, that are creating communities. If you don't really have anyone around you, you could bring friends in that you trust, or your significant other. Hopefully that person is there to encourage and support you on your journey. But if you truly don't have anyone, you do have an online community. So you absolutely will have, and leave comments and leave questions. People will answer them. I try to answer every comment because I know how important having a community and having support around you. Whether it's a coach, a friend, someone on YouTube or Instagram, surrounding yourself with people that will lift you up, encourage you, motivate you, inspire you, will help you when you're challenged. Because it's easy to do the thing when you're motivated. It's easy when things are going well. But they're not always going to go well. That's just not the way life works. Sometimes you take a downward spin. Life happens. Something happens at work. Something happens with your kid or your spouse, and it sends you into something. That's when you're having trouble. That's the time to reach out. That's the time to say, I'm struggling a little bit. What can I do? What better choices can I make? Do you have any advice? Reach out to people. You absolutely have support. All right, excuse number 12. I'm injured or I have a health issue. Work around it, modify, focus on your nutrition. There's always something that you can do. When I was competing in gymnastics and I tore my ACL and I couldn't work out, I obviously couldn't do gymnastics, I needed surgery, I was miserable for a couple of days. And I allowed myself, I said, all right, I'm going to allow myself to be upset and depressed for 48 hours, for 2 days. That's it. And I did. I was super upset. But I said, after those 2 days, I'm done. Done being upset. I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to start, with my surgeon, setting a date. And then after that, it's going to be my PT, and I'm going to focus on that. And then the only really other thing I could control at that point was my nutrition, because I knew how easy it would have been to put on weight. Now, I was trying to think how old I was when I tore my ACL. I think I was around 39 or 40 when I tore I was doing gymnastics between 36 and 42. And I was doing it, probably a good 25 pounds more than I am now. But I tore my ACL and I was terrified I was going to put on weight because I couldn't move. I couldn't really do a lot then. And I said, all right, what can I do not to have that happen? I focused on my nutrition. And then once I was able to start doing physical therapy, I did that. And I said, you know what? I could still do core. I could still do arms and upper body. And that's what I did. I focused on what I could do versus what I couldn't do while I rehabbed my knee. And 6 months of hardcore rehab, and I was back in the gym, which is unheard of even for kids who tear their ACLs. But I worked my butt off to rehab and keep my upper body strong. And I really kept my nutrition in check at that point to make sure that I wasn't putting weight on, because I wanted to get back in the gym. I wanted to compete again. That was my thing. And a lot of it was mine too. I also rehearsed things in my mind, how I wanted to see myself, what I visualized, where I wanted to be in 6 months so that I could get there. I mean, lo and behold, and I don't know how I did it, all the things I did, all the little habits, but I didn't put any weight on. And I may have lost some muscle, I don't know, but I did what I could do. So if you are injured or you have any health issues, there's always a way to work around it or to modify. I've seen people say, oh, I can't walk because I hurt my foot, hurt my ankle. Well, you have the rest of your body, don't you? I mean, there are people out there who are amputees and they kick butt in what they're doing. So they don't make excuses. They go and they do their thing. I've seen people in wheelchairs doing pull-ups. That's amazing, like freaking amazing to see that. Excuse number 13, it's too hard. You know what? Staying stuck is harder. Staying complacent is harder. So choose your hard. You can either stay where you are, which is not happy, miserable, not feeling comfortable in your skin, hating yourself, just miserable. Or you can find the discipline, start making the moves, creating the action that will lead you to better health, to feeling better in your skin. Because all this is going to do is lead to regret. It's going to be year after year after year of like, could have started, but I was too afraid, or I thought it was too hard, or I thought I was gonna fail. Well, you know what? The only time you're actually failing is when you don't start. It's when you don't make a move to do something. And even if that something doesn't work, at least you're doing something. So just take action. And then excuse number 14, I don't have any willpower. I don't have any discipline. I have heard that. I've heard that from online community. I have heard that from my own friends and colleagues. Yes, you do. You have willpower. You have discipline in other areas of your life. Now, if you choose not to use that willpower and discipline when it comes to working out or eating better, again, that's your choice to make. But you absolutely can do this. And it doesn't even take willpower. I would even forget the willpower. I would focus on discipline and action. When I am not motivated, when I don't feel like I have the willpower to do something, I focus on what do I have control over in that moment? What action can I do? The action will lead to the thoughts, and the thoughts lead to the feelings. And I don't want to feel crappy. I want to feel good about myself. So what actions can I take that will lead to really good thoughts, and those thoughts will eventually lead to the positive feelings? So for an example, if I have pizza that's in front of me and I know that I'm still trying to lose that last 10 pounds, and that pizza, if I start eating that pizza, I'm not gonna be able to stop eating that pizza because it's not one piece, it's gonna be like 3 pieces. But that's going to derail me for, I don't know, at least a week from getting to my goal. It's still a choice. And I can say, all right, I'm going to make that choice and it's going to derail me. I'm not going to feel bad about it. And I'm going to get back on, my plan after that. Or I could wrap that pizza up or whatever. Don't look at it. Put it away. Don't think about it. Go brush my teeth. Eat something else. Make a different choice. Envision where I want to be, how I'm going to be feeling, knowing that the next day, I'm not going to even be thinking about that pizza. I'm not going to even care. I'm going to be happy that I made the choice. I chose something healthier. I'm continuing on my journey because I have a goal that I want to get to. And a stupid piece of pizza or whatever isn't going to stop me from getting there. So take some time to think about your choices. Don't make instant decisions on anything. Think it through. Give yourself 5 or 10 minutes to really think it through. And if you really think it through, whatever you make that choice at that point in time, you're going to be okay with it. But if you make an instant, like 2 or 3 second decision, those are the decisions that you may end up regretting because they're made based off of emotion and feelings. Excuse number 15. I'm not seeing results fast enough. Okay, well, this is a lifelong journey. There's no end point. Yes, there's 2 parts to it. There's part 1, which is weight loss. Part 2 is maintenance, and part 2 is the longest part of the journey of your life. It's lifelong. And weight loss is never going to be linear. The vast majority of people, it just doesn't go in a straight downward line to get to your goal. There's always going to be, plateaus. You might go backwards a little. But if you zoom out and you look at the big picture, you look at your weight loss by the month, or you put in 3 months or 6 months, you will see the downward trend. It will be there. And Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Don't compare your weight loss, because everyone is so different. And if you start comparing to someone who's losing more, like, you're gonna just be disappointed and you're gonna feel like a failure when you're not. As long as you're making healthy choices and changing things and restoring the metabolic health, which will lead to the weight loss, that's what matters. That will get you your result. And if you're doing that on a consistent basis, that's like compounding interest. You're just gonna build up more and more positive, healthy things in your body and your mind and the discipline and all of that. So stay the course. The results will absolutely come to you. I had to do that when I stalled out for 4 months during my weight loss, and I still had 10 more pounds to lose, and I just kept bouncing around in the same like 3 pounds. It was super frustrating, but I knew that I wanted to get to a certain goal weight, and I just had to figure it out. I just had to look at what I was doing, change up something. I ended up changing up my GLP. I went from Wegovy to tirzepatide. I also did some reverse dieting. I increased calories. I changed things up in what I was eating. I did a little bit more intermittent fasting. So I tried different things. Eventually, those 10 pounds did come off, but I was, for 4 months, I was kind of stuck, but I wasn't going to let that stop me. And I knew as long as I stayed consistent and I wasn't going to go backwards, and at least I was staying where I was at that point, which I was healthy then. I was already healthy. I looked good. I felt good, but I just wanted to really like get ripped. I really wanted to get lean. Did I have to lose those 10 pounds? No. And many of you probably don't either. Depends on, what kind of body composition you're looking for. But those last 10 pounds, they can be a doozy, but they also could be the difference between kind of looking like okay and looking like and feeling like amazing. It doesn't matter how old you are. Like, I'm 54. I can do it. Like, anyone can do it. If you're 20, 30, 60, you absolutely can do it. You can reverse your insulin resistance. You can get stronger. You can build muscle. You can get lean. You can get stronger. You can build the discipline, because you have a whole lifetime to do it. There's no rush, but it is good to have a goal, and it is good to reflect back on the things you're doing so that you can try and fix things and maneuver them. But at the end of the day, consistency is going to be the thing that's going to get you there. So just stay the course. So there it is, 15 excuses, the truth behind every one of them. And at the end of the day, it is your choice to make. So get rid of the excuses, start looking at the results. If you want to keep making excuses, again, this video will not change anything for you. But if you're still watching, that tells me you're ready, you want the change, you want results, and I promise you it is possible. So if you found this video helpful, please remember to hit the like, subscribe, share the video with a friend or someone that might need to hear this today. Drop something in the comments. What excuses have you struggled with? What have you said to yourself that held you back the most? And what's a step that you took to overcome it? And we can all try and help each other out. You got this. Stay consistent. Stay relentless. Never give up. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong.